ॐ शन्नो मित्रशं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Nice. Now what? Where did we stop yesterday? That's the question. Let's open the Bhashya. Things keep disappearing. I just had it. And now it is gone. Let me see in one more place. Hold on. One second. Okay, here it is. So we saw yesterday, what did we see? We finished this part. Tatah tasmat santam sadhumargastham enam sadhavah viduhu. Enam means whom, the one who says Brahma asti. That one. तस्मात् अस्ति इति एव ब्रह्म प्रतिपत्तव्यम् इति वाक्यशेषः और वाक्यार्थः. Therefore, Brahman must be understood as what? Asti alone. If you understand Brahman as Nasti, what will happen? Nothing. Okay. That's why please understand Brahman as Asti alone. That is what is being said here. Okay. Then what? Then next one. Uh, there is a connection. तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य. Like this, there is a connection that has come at the end of every kosha. So here too it comes. So that one we will see now. The Bhashya. Bhashya on page 279, top, number 74. So let me share that so we know where we are. Okay. Yeah, hold on. So here it is. Tasya पूर्वस्य विज्ञानमयस्य एषः एव शारीरे विज्ञानमये भवः शारीरः आत्मा. तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा. So what is this Sharira Atma of Anandamaya? So this Vijnanamaya is pervaded by Anandamaya. That is all it is saying in a very fancy way, because we've seen this all along, that each one that succeeds pervades the one that came before. All of these things. Kosau, how? Who is this? Yaha Eshaha Anandamaya. What is it that pervades? Anandamaya pervades. What does it pervade? It pervades Vijnanamaya. We saw that. And then tam prati nasti na asti ashanka nastitve. So the asti nasti ashanka. What is this asti nasti ashanka? Whether Brahman is or is not. This ashanka means doubt. This doubt is based on that Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. That Pucham, the tail of the Anandamaya bird. And what is the tail of the Anandamaya bird? Brahman. Brahman is the tail of the Anandamaya bird, and based on this tail of the Anandamaya bird alone, we have this doubt. So the doubt is proper, we saw yesterday. Shanka Yukta, because naturally Brahman not being available for transaction, there will be a doubt, we saw that. And then, so tasya esha eva sharire bhavaha means that which is obtaining in the body of the Vijnanamaya, which is pervaded by Anandamaya, and that Pucham Pratishtha iti, there is a doubt about that Brahman. What is that? Nasti iti ashanka. That maybe it is not even there. So, what kind of a doubt is? Nastitva ashanka, meaning it's a doubt about Brahman's non-existence. And then further he says, Apodha sarva visheshattu brahmanah nastitvam prati ashanka yukta. Ashanka yukta. The ashanka, the doubt is proper. Why? Because, Adi Shankara comes up with wonderful expressions and compounds. Apodha sarva visheshat. What is this apodha? What kind of a word is apodha? Apa plus vah plus past passive participle kta. So it should be apavahta. Kta. How does this become odha? Apa plus udha. The vah to carry becomes u. Why? Because there is a there is a operation called samprasarana. Samprasarana operation takes place where anything that starts with e becomes ya in certain vibhaktis and in certain operations with certain pratyayas, and anything that starts with va becomes u. So it's some kind of a samprasarana. And so that's the name of the operation. So vah becomes, in the past, vah to carry becomes udha. Apa plus udha means that which doesn't carry anything. Brahman refuses to carry any baggage, nothing. So Brahman says, no, I'm not going to carry that. And what is it not carrying? What is it? Apodha? Apodha from what? It is apodha from sarva vishesha, from all kinds of attributes. Fat, thin, tall, short, big, small. What else can we add? Beautiful, ugly. All this we can add so many things. You know, intelligent, dull, dim-witted, and then all these things, efficient, inefficient, all these visheshas, all these host of opposites which comprise this world is not there for Brahman. Apodha. Apodha, what? Sarva visheshat tu. Tu means but. But, however, because it is free of all visheshas, Brahmanah nastitvam prati ashanka yukta. It is very, very proper. Very, very proper. What is proper? To have this ashanka, to have this doubt. sarvasamanyacha brahmanah, because Brahman is common for everyone. You know, see, the Vidwan who says Brahma Asti, the body of the Vidwan is from what? Brahman. And the body of the Avidwan who says Brahman Asti, that there is no Brahman, where did that body come from? Brahman. And so, this being the case, and Brahman having no attributes whatsoever, this kind of a Shanka is proper. Even in the beginning, we had a discussion of this Shanka, Ashanka. We had a discussion, and here also we have we have that same discussion. This kind of a Shanka is this kind of a discussion is extremely pertinent, meaning it is valid. So he feels like he has to stick up for the Shruti, because the Shruti is keeping on saying, things against itself. Like, does Brahman exist or not? And Shruti is just basically saying, it's basically undermining itself. So here he says, no, the Shruti is not particularly undermining itself. What is happening is that since Brahman is not available for transaction, and since there are no attributes at all for Brahman, and so these kinds of Shanka is proper. And further, there's a lot more to talk about here, because even though it's just one sentence, there is enough to do this. So here, the this what is that? This this Brahman, who is the Avayavi of Anandamaya, who is the one who has Pramoda, Moda, etc., which is free of all of that, this Shanka is Yukta. This Shanka is Yukta. Why? Because it is this. Because it is not having any kind of attributes. The first reason why he said the Shanka was Yukta is because it had no, it was not Vyavahara Yogya. That was the reason he had said Shanka Yukta. Now he says Shanka Yukta because it has no attributes, no kinds of attributes. So for both these reasons, Shanka is Yukta, the doubt is Yukta. And then, um, then therefore, the doubt is possible. And then how does the doubt manifest? I am Brahman, but I don't feel it. And if I am Brahman, I should experience it. Why don't you experience it? Sarva Vishesha Apodha Sarva Visheshat. Because you see that there is no Visheshas for Brahman, and so you're not going to have any kind of a Brahman type feeling, because there is nothing to be objectified. There is no Vishesha there. And so therefore these kinds of things you have to say. But then all that points to Brahmanasti iti ashanka yukta. Yukta eva tasya. So then the Tikakara says a few more things here. The Tikakara says, brings to mind, brings something very important to light. He says that he brings a very ingenious argument here to light. Tikakara means the one who writes a small commentary in the form of little footnotes called Tika. So what does the Tikakara say? Tikakara says that that he brings in an objection. Nanu, like that. One Purva Paksha he brings in. He says, Sarva Vyavahara Apoha so Sarva Vyavahara Apoha and Sarva Vishesha Apoha. Also, the removal of all the Visheshas and all the Vyavaharas is not yet established. Why? This is the Purva Pakshi, okay? Yeah. So the Purva Pakshi, according to the Tika, is the Tikakara. The Tikakara brings up a Purva Pakshi who says that, that the Anandagiri is the Tikakara. And so, he says, why? Because vidvad vyavahara vishayatvat. What is this vidvad vyavahara vishayatvat? Vidwan, you know. So the vidwan is behaving some way, and we say, oh, here goes Brahman. Brahman is eating. He is Brahman. She is Brahman. So we see them as an incarnation of Brahman, but that Brahman is moving around, eating, talking, teaching, sleeping, all that. So then it is Vidvat Vyavahara. Vidvat Vyavahara means Vidvan's Vyavahara, actions in the world. So then, but then also, Anando Brahmanam, Anandam Brahmano Vidvan. Na bibheti kutaschaneti. So we hear all this. He's always in Ananda. She never gets afraid. All these things. These are all actions according to this Purva Pakshi. Okay? Yeah. Not really, but this is an objection. So then, how do you recognize the Brahmavit? How do you recognize the Brahmavit? By their Vyavahara, by their absence, and by what the Shruti is calling as the absence from fear, absence of fear. What else? Absence of sorrow, and not always complaining about something or the other. These are all the lakshana of a vidvan. So this vidvat lakshana, here the Purva Pakshi confuses it to be vidvad vyavahara. So the lakshana by which you establish the vidwan, what is the vidwan's lakshana, how they move, what they what they do, etc., etc., or how their inner infrastructure is, he is confusing that for action. Because based on that infrastructure, they are acting. So then he is confusing that for action, and he says vidwan has brahma vyavahara. Brahman has no vyavahara, but Vidwan has Brahma Vyavahara because na vibheti, does not get afraid, na shochati, does not get sad, na kankshati, does not have a lot of expectations. So then therefore it is vidvad vyavahara, and so therefore so this and you yourself said that vidwan is equal to Brahman. If vidwan is equal to Brahman, then Brahman has, if vidwan has vyavahara, then Brahman has vyavahara naturally. And so then Brahman, so then that way, so the and the vidwan says, I am Brahman, I am in Ananda. So he is objectifying Ananda. And she is saying, I am experiencing Ananda. Otherwise, how do they know they are Brahman? They know Brahman because it is Ananda is there. And if they are experiencing the Ananda, then Ananda becomes what? An object of experience. And if Brahman is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, which is translated as Ananda, then what? Brahman becomes an object of experience. Brahman is now available for Vyavahara. Remember, this is Purva Paksha, okay? Yeah, don't get very excited that this is the this is the Siddhanta. It is not. Because the person wants to prove, the Tikakara wants to sow this doubt through the Purva Pakshi. Who wants to prove? Prove what? That Brahman is available for transaction. And because it is the object of your knowledge. Being the object of your knowledge, it is Vyavahara Yogyam. Vyavahara Yogyatvam Asti Brahmana. This is the Purva Paksha. Okay. And this is, but then this is presented as Siddhanta by many traditions. Many people say, yes, these people are experiencing Brahman. What is that Brahman? Nobody knows. It is in the form of something. It is in the form of some experience which nobody except them can have. So like this is the Purva Paksha. So now, as a result of this, what are the implications of this? So so if Brahman is experienced, then what? It is an object of experience. For whom? For the one who knows Brahman. So only it is vidvat anubhava. So it is available as an object of experience for the vidwan. Object of knowledge for the vidwan, and that's how the person becomes a vidwan. And because anything that is an object of knowledge, then that's how you say, I am the knower of so and so. So Brahman is Gyayam Brahma. So Gyayam means it is to be known. So if it is to be known, jneyatve sati, then it becomes what? Jnana yogyam. It becomes available for knowledge. Jnana yogyatve sati, if it is available for knowledge, then what? It is the object of knowledge. Jnana vishayam tat. Okay, then what? Jnana vishayatve sati, then vyavahara yogyam. If it is an object of knowledge, it is an object of action as well, because when the vidwan knows this and behaves like this, then only they become vidwan. Tasmat vidvat vyavahara vishayatvam is there for Brahman, he says. And then he says, but it is not there for avidwan. The the person who is not a vidwan, then this vidvat behavior is not there. For avidwan, it is not vyavahara vishaya, because he doesn't experience, she doesn't experience Brahman. And then, but Adi Shankara therefore cuts out all these kinds of wrong thinking and says Sarva Samatvat cha Brahmanaha, meaning you may say I am Vidwan, and somebody else sitting next to you may say no, 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 I am not Vidwan. But from the standpoint of Brahman, both are what? One and the same. Both are one and the same. Why? Because the Sharira of the Vidwan is because of whom? Brahman. Who is the cause of the Sharira? What is the cause of the Vidvat Sharira? Brahman. What is the cause of the Avidvat Sharira? Brahman. And so therefore, Sarva Samanyat cha Brahmana, he says. Since Brahman is the same. Same. For Vidwan and Avidwan, it's the same. Why? Because it is Vyavahara Avishayatvam. Vyavahara Avishayatvam, it is not an object of Vyavahara. Vyavahara Avishayatvam is Sama for Vidwan as well as Avidwan. Just because you know Brahman, it doesn't change to become available for transaction. Just because you don't know Brahman, it is not. It doesn't remain available, unavailable for transaction. Why? Sarva Samatvat cha. Sarvasamatvam asti Brahmanaha. So for Vidwan also it is not an object of Vyavahara. For Avidwan also it is not an object of Vyavahara. It cannot change. And so Sarvasamatvacha Brahmanaha. So then he says, so Sarvesham Prati. With regard to the Vidwan, with regard to the Avidwan, both of them, it's not an object of knowledge. Then some very inconvenient questions arise. How does one become Vidwan? Because it's only ignorance of Atma that distinguishes Vidwan from Avidwan. So how does one become Vidwan? Well, then you can give the pat answer. They expose themselves to Vedanta, and then in one ignorance is there, in the other one the ignorance is gone. In one the life is full of errors or notions, and in the other one those errors and notions are not there. So one knows, the other one does not know. You can give a pat answer. But then so Bhashyakara says, even though there may be differences empirically between the Vidwan and the Avidwan, from the standpoint of Brahman, for both of them, Brahman is not Vyavahara Vishaya. It's not an object. So then this Vyavahara Ayogyatvam is there for both. For both of them it is there. And like we saw, even in the last class we saw the Kenopanishad answer of the student's answer in the Kenopanishad. What was the answer? I will not say I know Brahman. And I will not say I don't know Brahman. Then the teacher is very happy. And then further he says, Yonas tadveda, no na vedeti vedacha. So whoever amongst us knows what I'm talking about also knows. And whoever doesn't know, doesn't know. And so that means what? I'm not considering Brahman as an object. If it is an object, then it is not Brahman. And that is what that is what it says. And then so then this is the this is this is the artha here. That is sarva apodha sarva vishayat. So we have to say, and then this is the thing. Yasmad evam atah tasmat atah anantaram shrotuhu shishyasya anuprashnaha आचार्योक्तिम अनु एते प्रश्नः. Now we are going into the second. I told you that there are three topics in this particular section. First topic is this doubt about whether Brahman exists or not. In the second topic, we have two questions, which then become four, as we will see, and then are again reduced to two by Bhashyakara. Very interesting. We'll go. It's like he's leading us through his thinking, and we'll go through on the journey of how two becomes four, and then four again comes back to two. No, four becomes three. Four becomes three. So first we start off with two, then we make it into four, and then it settles down at three. Okay, very interesting. So we'll see that. Atha atah anuprashnaha. So atah anuprashnaha. Anuprashna means he describes that as well. Anuprashna means acharya uktim anu ete prashnaha. Acharya Ukti. Acharya Ukti means whatever the teacher has said. Uktim Anu. In keeping with that. It's not that the teacher talked about Brahman and the student wanted to know how to get to a place of interest, like a tourist spot. So that is not anuprashna, that is just prashna. Anuprashna means the student has been carefully listening to what the teacher has been saying, and based on that listening and based on whatever the teacher said, the student is asking some questions. Then only it becomes what? Anuprashna. Otherwise, what is it? Simple prashna. So, Acharya Uktim Anu Ete Prashnaha. So, Yasmat Evam, this being Ataha, Tasmat, Atha, this being the case, there is a chance for a doubt. Atha means Anantaram. Atha and Ataha, both are there. Athato, Athata, Athatah, Anuprashna. So, Atha means Anantaram. Furthermore, afterwards. Okay, then atha, this being the case, furthermore, what? Shrotuhu shishyasya anuprashnaha. Shrotuhu, on part of the person who is listening, the listener's questions. Who is the listener? Shishya. Shishya is the listener. So Shrotu and Shishya are in apposition, sixth case, both of them. Shrotuhu anuprashnaha, Shishyasya anuprashnaha. They don't look like they are in the sixth case because one is Rukaranta and one is Akaranta. So therefore they decline differently. And so, but both of them are in the same case. So anuprashnaha. And so this question that comes after listening to the Acharya, that is what is called anuprashna. So atha anantaram. Yasmat evam tasmat atah, because of this reason, anantaram, later on, shrotuhu, on part of the listener, shishya, who is the shishya, on part of the shishya that was listening, meaning there is a shishya sitting there. Adi Shankara makes that clear. And then, so there is an indication, even though we don't have a name or anything. Only in the Mandukya, you won't find Shishya, teacher, etc. It's just pure whatever. We have to assume that there is a guru teaching. But every other Upanishad, you will find this kind of a dialogue. So, Shrotuhu Shishyasya Anuprashnaha. These questions are there. Acharya Uktim Anu. And then after Anusritya, in keeping with the Acharya's Vachana, in keeping with what the Acharya said, then these questions are there. But then we have an inconvenient situation. All right. And what is this? A highly inconvenient situation, not even a slightly inconvenient situation. And what is this highly inconvenient situation? The highly inconvenient situation is that anuprashnaha. What is it? Singular, dual, or plural? Hmm? Plural.
Plural.
Yeah, plural. Why? Like Ramaha, Anuprashnaha. So it is plural. Plural means what in Sanskritam? It should be at least more than two. Correct? Yeah. But then what follows is only two questions. Uta vidvanamul pretya kaschid kaschana gacchati. One question. आहो विद्वानमुल्लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता. Second question. And then the Shruti says, Anuprashnaha. Now we have to look for at least one more question. We can't say Shruti is wrong. Why not? Why can't
Because
Shruti
it's
is wrong?
Shruti.
Hmm?
Because it's Shruti.
Because it's Shruti is not a very good answer, even though I
Because
understand what you're saying. Because it is infallible, because it is not human made. Apaurusheya. It is revealed. Apaurusheya. That is the answer. And Shruti, it is Shruti, yes. But it is got the quality of Apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means it is not from a human being. So it can't have a problem. So if it says Anuprashnaha, we have to comb the Shruti to find out at least one more question. Poor Adi Shankara, in trying to do that, first he comes up with 4 questions and then he reduces them to 2 questions. Then finally he settles at 3 questions and he says, okay, aha, finally I have I have kept the maryada of the Shruti. I have respected the Shruti. I have not done this. And so we will also go on this journey along with him. Okay, it's kind of fun, and it's actually kind of fun. And so this is so how did he get? So 2 questions are there. So 2 questions very clearly it says uta avidvan amum lokam pretya kaschana gacchati. This will all be explained in the Bhashya. I'm just giving the general meaning. Uta means indeed, where will this avidvan go? Amum lokam pretya. Amum lokam means this loka. Lokyate iti. That which is experience. Amum lokam pretya. See, in gatau, second conjugation, e, it says. Huh? E is the dhatu, and then e means what? Go. Itaha means gataha. Itaha, passive participle, itaha. E plus kta, ita. So, gone. Gone means he could have gone to the market, she could have gone to work, whatever it is. But here you add a pra. Prakarshena itaha means gone. When you add a pra to itaha, it becomes pretaha. A plus a, pretaha. Pretaha means what? Not coming back. At least in a form that you will recognize. They come back. Donkey, monkey, so many life forms are there. Oh no, I heard that if you are once born as a human being, you'll never become donkey or monkey. Well, if you behave like one, your possibility is there. Bhagavan will say that life form you seem to love and it is most suited to you. So, next life, monkey. Then what do? You bite the internet wires. That's what is happening here. Every third day, no internet. and, then, and then faithfully they come and replace. And then what happens? It nicely chews on the wires. Yeah. All the time in the world. No problem at all. And or maybe it's a what is that? Yoga Bhrashta monkey. In the last life, it was a Mumukshu. M for Mumukshu, M for monkey. So, this monkey who was a Mumukshu in the last life is what? He doesn't want other people to get the knowledge via the internet, doesn't want the classes to go on. Therefore, it keeps biting the internet. And every third day, Praveen and Sureka have to send out a thing. No class today. So, this is what it is. And so, why did we talk of monkey? So, donkey, monkey, when can become? That is why. And so then, because avidwan, that's how we came from avidwan to monkey. Okay, that's the connection. So then, avidwan. So this avidwan dies off, right? Preta. Prakarshena itaha means not coming back anytime soon in any manner or form that you recognize. Then the fellow is gone. And then, after the fellow is gone, then where will the fellow go? That's the question. Where will this person go? Who? The one who doesn't know Aham Brahma iti. One who doesn't know I am Brahman. Where is this person going to go? What is the answer? Brahman. Brahman. Yeah. Where else will they go? What is everything is Brahman. You are Brahman because the body is left behind. And then it is burnt or put under the ground, whatever the manner of disposal is. That is done. And then what is left is Atma. And Atma is already Brahman. There is really no going. But in a sense, since the person left the body, there is a kind of a journey involved. And for that journey, we say going. So where will this going, this as though going? Brahman. Not that they were anyway separate from Brahman. Correct? Then after Vidwan also is going to die. Vidwan's body, Vidwan is also going to drop the body. And Vidwan's body is also disposed of in one form or the other. Then where will this Vidwan, the Atma, go? Huh? Brahman. Where else? And now, naturally, one would feel upset. Tremendously upset, you should feel. If you are not feeling upset, think about this. Let me give you a reason to be upset just now. Because if the Vidwan is going to Brahman and the Avidwan is also going to Brahman, why am I logging on week after week for these classes? This is the cause of the upset. Why am I logging on? That fellow doing all kinds of adharma, doing everything in the book, and eating as he liked, doing as she liked, everything, doing this, doing that, going here, going there, no shama, no dhamma, uparati, how do you spell that? Titiksha, forget it. And then what else is there? Shraddha. Shraddha is for those who feel baddha. Baddha means bound. I am not baddha, so I don't need Shraddha. This is the person. The person has gone through life completely unaware of Vedanta or what to do or anything, and then dies and then goes to Brahman. And the other one becomes vegetarian. And then, not only that, then the onion goes, garlic goes, onion goes, and then all these things. And then you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Even if you don't wake up, you are woken up. So, and then you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you go, you do puja, and you do all kinds of things for this thing called antakarana shuddhi, whatever that is, and I have to clean the heart of, purge the heart of raga and dveshas, and manage my anger, and manage my irritation, and manage my sorrow, and all these things. And all these binding desires, I have to say bye-bye to them. And I work so hard. And this idiot, without doing anything, has gained Brahman. What is the point of me being a Vidwan? And let's say the person was a Vidwan for 5 days before they died. Such a short time of enjoyment and of being a Vidwan, and then conked off, and then what? And then here I am left, and I'm coming face to face with this Avidwan, who is also now what? Brahman. Are you upset now? Good, because that is where this is heading. Okay, so this is the in gist. This is the argument here. Okay, and so now, but now we are now going to go into semantics. This singular, dual, plural thing. Okay. So now let us just go back to the Bhashya again and read it a little bit. Together we'll read it. Okay. That will be fun. Okay. यस्मादेवम् अतः तस्मात् अथ अनन्तरं श्रोतुः शिष्यस्य अनुप्रश्नाः आचार्य उक्तिम् अनु एते प्रश्नाः अनुप्रश्नाः. This much we have seen. सामान्यं हि ब्रह्म. Samanyam hi tat Brahma. This Brahma is Samanyam, is the same. Why? Akashadi Karanatvat. Because it is the cause of everything starting from Akasha. And then what? Tasmad va etasmat आत्मन आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशाद् वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः. That's why. So this Vidvat Purusha and Avidvat Purusha, both of them are what? Brahman. Samanya. It's the same. Why? Because Brahman is got Karanatvam. It's got the as Ishvara, it has Karanatvam. Karanatvam means causality, and it is the cause of both vidvad vidushaha and avidushascha. Vidushaha is another fancy way of saying is sixth case of vidwan. Vidushaha, avidushaha, not vidushaha. So it's the cause of the ignorant one, and it's the cause of the knowledgeable one also. What? Brahman. Tasmat, therefore, vidushaha api brahma praptihi ashankyate. So therefore, the doubt is, how will the avidushaha tasmat avidushaha api, how will the avidushaha, will the avidvan also gain Brahman? That is the question. Obviously, it must be asked by a student, because the student wants to know whether to continue in this Upanishad or not. Am I wasting my time here? If I'm wasting my time, may as well drop it right now. Because this other idiot is getting it without doing anything, no effort on their part, and they are getting Brahman just like that on a platter. All they have to do is die. I will also die, not a problem. But then what? I am also getting Brahman after all this ayasa. What for? So then that question itself is now explained. Uta here is to be taken as api. Uta api. Uta is api. Avidvan amum lokam. Amum lokam means this loka. How apretya? Pretya means having gone. From there where? Paramatmanam itaha. Gone to some other Ishvara. Paramatmanam itaha. Gone to Paramatma. Because where else will you go? Your Atma, you will go to Atma alone. And so, Paramatmanam itaha pretya kaschana. Kaschana here, the word chana in kaha plus chana stands for api, which means also. So, pretya kaschana gacchati. Api Api chana shabda apyarthe. Api arthe. The chana here should be taken as also. Don't think chana is chana. That's a different thing. That is chickpeas. Okay. Yeah, that's not chana here is not chickpeas. It is api. So then avidvan api gacchati prapnoti. Even the avidvan goes. OMG. And then the second question, because now we have to come up with at least 3 questions. And I told you Bhashyakara tries his hand to protect this plural here, anuprashnaha. So there should be at least 3. So he comes up with 4 in the first instance. And then so this is called Prashna Mimamsa, it's called an analysis of the Prashna. Okay. So then that is the first question. Uta api vidvan amum lokam. This lokam, the vidvan having departed from this loka, what happens to that person? Will that person also, api chana, also gain Brahman? That is the first question. Did you get the first question? Yes. Okay. And then किं वा न गच्छति इति द्वितीयः अपि प्रश्नः द्रष्टव्यः. So the second question, it's a bit forced, and he himself admits it's a little forced later on. That's what Adi Shankara has a lot of intellectual honesty. He says, yes, this is a stretch. So in the first, this is little confusing because only because we overthink this. If we don't overthink this, it is not confusing. Okay, so let's have another go at these questions. So the first question is, will the avidwan go to Brahman after death? Did you get the first question? All right. Then the second one is, or will he not go? Second question. So because in the first question, when you say will he go, will she go, will they not go is also included, because that can be either answered yes or no. But then Adi Shankara, in order to protect the Shrutis, plural here, anuprashnaha, what do they do? They say, so Adi Shankara says, let's make the number 2, the second question, Kim va nagachati, or maybe he doesn't go or she doesn't go. And then he explains himself. Iti dvitiyah api prashnah drashtavyah. We must see the second question in this manner, he says. Why? Anuprashnaha iti bahuvachanat. Because the word anuprashna is plural, bahuvachanam. Since it is bahuvachanam, you can't just be hanging with 2 questions and then say questions. Like, okay, supposing in English, if I say, I'm now going to ask some questions, and then I ask only 1 question, then it looks very funny because I'm using the plural, but then only singular. Here, the plural is used, but there are only 2 questions. 2 is not plural in Sanskritam, as we have seen. And so, anuprashnaha iti bahu vachanat. So these 2 questions are for whom? Vidwan or avidwan? Yeah. About whom? Avidwan. Okay. These 2 questions are not about the vidwan. These 2 questions. Will the vidwan go? Or won't the vidwan go? 2 questions. All right. And then this is what he explains here. Vidvamsam prati anyau prashnau. The other 2 questions are prati, directed about the vidvan. So first 2 questions about avidvan, the one who doesn't know. Second 2 questions about who? Vidvan. Yadi avidvan samanyam karanam api brahman na gacchati tatah vidushah api brahmagamanam ashankyate. Very good point is made here. So yadi, supposing, yadi means suppose. If avidvan samanyam karanam api brahma nagachati. So you see the samanyam karanam. Karanam means what? Cause. So the cause of the body, mind, sense complex of the avidvan is what? Brahman. The cause of the vidvan is what? Brahman again. Like the cause of the ghata is mrit. Mrit means what? Clay. Ghata, pot. So let's say there were two pots. One knew, I am clay, 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 baby, all the way. One knew that. And the other one did not know. I am a pot, I am a scaredy pot, I am a small pot, I am being overtaken by other pots, and I am subject to breakage, and I am gone, and nobody loves me, and all these things. This is the second pot, thinks I am only a pot. And the first pot is Vidvat pot. It knows I am clay. Let's say a child is playing with them both and then drops them. Where do they go? Where does the one who says, I am Mrit, Mridoham, like Soham, Soham, you know, Mridoham, where will that pot go? It will also go to
Clay.
Mrit, and it will go to clay. Cleoham might say. All right. And then the first pot is what? Is a avidwan pot, doesn't know. And that one is saying what? I am pot, I am pot. That also breaks into pieces. What is it now? Clay. It is also clay. Okay. So, because Brahman is the same for both. Mrit is the same for both. You cannot say one will go to Mrit. The one who knows I am clay will go to clay, and the other one which has pot buddhi will not go to clay. It doesn't make any sense. All right. It's a very interesting question. Furthermore, if supposing we say the opposite, okay, you know what? The avidwan is not going to go to Brahman, doesn't deserve to, and because hasn't studied and hasn't done anything. How can they go to Brahman? They are not going to, they are going to Brahman. They are not going to Brahman. Then how will the Vidwan go? Why? Because Brahman is the same for both. If one cannot reach Brahman, reach again within quotes, then the other one also cannot reach. Correct? Yes. One cannot reach, the other one can also cannot reach. If one can reach, the other one also can reach. And so therefore here tatah vidushaha api brahma gamanam ashankyate. So here even for the vidwan, how will the vidwan go to Brahman if the avidwan is not going? Brahman being common to both, that is doubted. Atah tam prati vidvamsam prati. So directed at the vidwan, concerning the vidwan, there are two questions. There is a question. Aho vidwan iti. There is a question. And so question number 3 is vidwan brahmavida vida api brahmavidapi kaschid itah pretya amum lokam samashnute prapnoti. So vidwan brahmavidah vida api कश्चित् इतः कश्चित् विद्वान् इतः प्रेत्य अमुं लोकं समश्नुते प्राप्नोति. So the vidwan gains this loka and the next, all these things, because sarvan kaman samashnute, it was said earlier. Will the vidwan get all that after death? That is the third question. But then it's not samashnute. Well, what is it in the chant? Samashnutahu. How did it become Samashnuta instead of Samashnute? He explains it. He gives us a little bit of a grammar lesson here. Samashnute u iti evam sthite. So he says first look at these two words. He gives us a little Paninian lesson here. So samashnute. He says look at the word samashnute. What does it end in? Hello. Who said oo?
A.
Abba. Okay, yeah. If you said ooh, see me after class. Okay, yeah. And so, so samashnute, what does it end in? A. After that, what follows? Ooh. When A is followed by any of the vowels here, then what happens? There is a adesha. What is the adesha? I. I is the adesha. I is the adesha means the operation, the substitute. I, adesha means the operation. I is the suggested operation, substitute. So it becomes I. And then if it is A, it becomes I. If it is I, it becomes I. And if it is O, it becomes Au. And if it is Au, it becomes Av. This is the particular sandhi. Ejo yavayavaha. This is how it is called in Paninian Sutra. Okay. So then, ayadeshe. If you didn't know this, it will not make any sense. You'll think Ayadeshe is the name of a country called Aya. All right. You'll say, where is Aya? Which continent is it located in? Maybe some ancient country. No. I Adeshe. Samashtute u iti evam sthite. When these two vowels are facing each other, I adeshe. When that I is the adesha, then after that what should happen? Samashnutai. Correct? Yeah. But then what is it? Samashnuta. Why? Yalope chakrite. Optionally, the ya is dropped by another sutra. Lopashakalyasya. Shakalya was a grammarian even prior to Panini. So Shakalyasya lopaha. So there is a lopa. The the yakara is dropped. So by this rule, then what do you have? Samashnuta. But then it is elongated. Then akarasya plutihi. The akara is elongated for 3 matras. Samashnuta. Ooh. Okay? Got it? Yeah. Iti. This is what he explains. Ukaram cha vakshamanam adhastat apakrishya takaram cha पूर्वं पूर्वस्मात् उत शब्दात् व्यासज्य अहो इति एतस्मात् पूर्वम् उत शब्द संयोज्य पृच्छ्यते उत आहो विद्वान् इति. More grammar, but I think we can defer it to next week. Monkeys obliging. Okay, all right. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. That was fun, at least for me.
For me too. It's so funny. Thank you so much, Samini-ji.
Yes. So afterwards, we'll see how he lands at 3. That will be even funnier still. Okay. So now from 2, we have gone to 4. We will go to 4. You will see. And then we'll come back to 3. All right. Om Tat Sat.